Hi, my name is Kelly and I am Compassion.
Hola, mi nombre es Pedro Castre y soy del hermoso país de Perú y yo soy Compasión.
Hi, my name is Jeremy and I am Compassion.
Hola, mi nombre es Julie y yo soy Compasión.
Hi, my name is Tim Herr and I am Compassion.
Hi, ik ben Astrid. Ik ben Compassie.
I'm Tracy and I am Compassion.
Hola, mi nombre es Cindy y yo soy Compasión.
Hi, my name is Jenna and I am Compassion. Ciao, sono Jane e sono Compassione.
Hola, mi nombre es Vanessa Vilches. Yo soy compasiva.
Soy Compasión.
I am Compassion. Soy Compasión.
I am Compassion.
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 I'm compassion.
I am Compassion.
I am Compassion.
I am Compassion.
I am compassion. I am compassion.
Soy Compasión.
I am Compassion.
I am Compassion.
I am Compassion.
Soy compasión.
Compassion.
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 Compasión.
Compassion.
Compassion.
Compasión.
Compassion.
I am Gabrielle Bernstein. I am Compassion.
And I am Ismael Cala, yo soy Compasión.
Welcome to the Chopra Center's second annual Global Meditation for Compassion.
Bienvenidos a la segunda meditación global por la compasión del Centro Chopra.
I am so thrilled to be back to host this year's Global Meditation and very excited to welcome my new co-host and new dear friend, Ismael Cala.
Thank you, Gaby. Feliz de estar aquí. It's an honor to be here today. Our program is translated in Spanish as half of the participants joining us from around the world are Spanish speaking. Isn't that amazing?
¿Cómo se dice amazing en español?
Amazing in Spanish could be fantástico, asombroso, espectacular.
Espectacular.
Uh-huh.
I like that one. Espectacular. So we are so thrilled to be with you for this historic moment where hundreds of thousands of people are tuning in from nearly every country across the globe to set the intention for more compassion and a more harmonious world. And compassion is a concept that brings up a lot for people. For me, compassion means that we can dissolve all boundaries with love and that we can release separation and tap into our greatest sense of truth. What does compassion mean to you?
Well, in Spanish, compassion is compasión with passion. Passion for living, passion for a more generous world. We are part of a whole, oneness. That's compassion.
Pasión.
Pasión.
It's amazing how at this very moment, people from all over the world have come to meet here to meditate on the notion of compassion, reflect on what that means, and turn this into a global conversation.
Yes, it's truly amazing, and I want to give a huge thanks to the presenting sponsor for this event, Biosense. Their philosophy is that beauty is in our biology. Isn't that great?
Yes, absolutely. And I believe that beauty is really about cultivating inner beauty in the world. That's why we're here today. This is such a big time for us, and there is so much love and beauty in the world, but there's also a tremendous amount of injustice and suffering. How can we all call upon one another to make a difference, to address this as a global community? How can we come together today to create action and compassionate change?
Yes, and this is the topic that world-renowned author and educator Deepak Chopra will be leading our discussion in today. And remember, today's event is a discussion, it's a conversation, it's an interactive global event where your voice matters and it will be heard.
Your voice will be heard, so you can submit your questions anytime to Deepak, me, or Ismail,
Yes.
will be answering your questions. Send them through with the hashtag #IamCompassion on Facebook or Twitter, and we'll be answering them later in the program.
Y para todos los que nos están escuchando y viendo en español, puedes enviar las preguntas en español utilizando la etiqueta hashtag Yo Soy Compasión. We can't wait to hear from you and have your participation.
Ismael and I are standing here in the incredible sweet spot of the universe in Carlsbad, California at the Chopra Center for Wellbeing, Deepak Chopra's Mind-Body Wellness Center. Many of you have learned of the Chopra Center through Oprah and Deepak's 21-day meditation experience, as well as Ismael and Deepak's Reto de Meditación.
Wow,
This is
perfecto,
happening.
Gaby.
I know, I'm getting good. And this is a beautiful online community of meditators, and this one will be in Spanish. And the Chopra Center is responsible for putting on this incredible program. So let's get a sense of where we are and what this organization is all about.
The Chopra Center has changed my life. The Chopra Center is bliss.
The Chopra Center gently assists you become the best version of yourself.
The Chopra Center is undescribable.
A safe place.
A change in the world.
Coming back to wholeness.
It's just a place where you feel nothing but love.
It's like a second home.
Chopra Center is dedicated to healing. It's as simple as that. Physical healing to emotional healing to spiritual healing, but also healing communities in the direction of a more peaceful, just, sustainable, healthier and happier world.
The Chopra Center means to me evolution.
The most powerful tools anyone can give anyone.
That I was able to completely change my story.
You feel like you're surrounded by family.
I think the 21-day meditation experience is just, one of the greatest gifts in the world right now.
Chopra Center is a place where you just feel like you can be you.
The Chopra Center is a place for education. We are a certified university that offers courses for people to become teachers of meditation, to become teachers of yoga.
I'm really aligned with Deepak's belief that if enough people are meditating in the world, then there will really be a paradigm shift and the world will be peaceful and a much better place.
That is my higher calling.
Now let's give a warm welcome for our dear friend, Dr. Deepak Chopra.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm Deepak.
I know who you are.
And I'm Compassion.
That's right. I am Deepak, and I am Gabby, and I am Compassion.
Before we start, I want to welcome Congressman Tony Cardenas and his wife Norma, and all the other congressmen that joining us in the country, including Congressman Tim Ryan from Oklahoma and Congressman Steve Israel from New York, and several others. Welcome also Christian Chopra, and Gautam Chopra, Candice Chopra, Rita Chopra.
It's good to be back doing this again. I was saying to you as we were walking backstage, thank you for incubating this beautiful event and gathering us in this way. It's good to be back.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do.
You don't? It's good. This is a good one. We're back to talk about meditation, and I love how it's such a huge mission of yours to continue bringing meditation into the lives of seekers who may not realize that they're seekers yet. So for the new meditator, many people are watching today who have never meditated before. What is meditation?
So meditation is a way to quieten your mind, and there are many types of meditation: reflection, which leads to revelation, mindfulness, self-inquiry, self-awareness, transcendence, knowing the difference between what you see and what's really happening. But in one word, if meditation is effective, it should take you to the source of thought, which is not a thought. It's a field of awareness where we're all inseparably one.
How often do you think we can get to that source of thought?
If you're diligent, every day.
Every day.
And if you're really diligent, then all the time.
All the time. Whenever you choose to tune in.
Yes, right now, for example, as you're all listening to me and everybody else, wherever you are in the world, just turn your attention to who is listening. You're there right now.
That was a good one. What's the science behind meditation?
Well, there's a lot of science behind meditation right now. In fact, we're doing a lot of the science here at the Chopra Center. And when people engage in meditation, within a few seconds, their heart rate variability increases, which means they're experiencing less stress. But within a few hours, you can see change in gene expression. So the enzyme that controls how we age, that how slowly we age, that goes up, telomerase, by 40% in less than 4 days. The genes that are responsible for self-regulation, homeostasis, healing, they go up. The genes that are responsible for chronic illnesses, including anything that's associated with inflammation, heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, several types of cancer, they begin to go down. And there's less inflammation in the body. Inflammatory markers are decreased. There's a change in your immune functions. These are just the biological effects. But then there are emotional aspects to it. You spontaneously experience more love, compassion, joy, equanimity. You access higher states of consciousness, such as intuition, insight, creativity, choice. All of these things start to spontaneously unfold for you in your life. You don't have to do anything. Just go back to the source of thought, because the self of the individual is also the self of the universe.
And making it a practice, I know that you have a long, you practice for hours a day, is that correct? You begin your day with at least an hour, right?
I'm in meditation right now.
He is always in a meditation, everyone. Well, it's true. It actually, that's not really a joke. You are, when you start to cultivate that sense of being able to be in the presence of that genuine truth and be in the presence of that stillness, you can access it whenever you choose. Mm-hmm. And that takes practice.
Yeah, it's the center of your being is where you should be all the time. You don't allow the scenery to overshadow the seer.
He's got lots of good one-liners, everyone, so get ready. How about compassion? That's what we're here to talk about today. What does compassion mean to you?
Well, first of all, there's a little difference between empathy and compassion. So empathy is when you feel what another person feels. You can step into their shoes. Compassion is a little more than that. Compassion is not only the ability to feel what another feels, but if that person is in any way suffering, there's also a desire that comes spontaneously to help alleviate suffering, theirs. And there's a deep knowing that the alleviation of the suffering of another alleviates your own suffering. So without compassion, there really can't be love in the true sense. We usually think of love as just about us, but love is a deeper glue that holds the universe together. When you have compassion, that gives birth to love. And when you have that kind of love, that gives birth to healing.
And it's a ripple effect, like you said. When we start to give forth compassion to others, we, in effect, experience that in our own way, in our own life.
Yes. So whatever you give to the world, of course, you give to yourself, because we're inseparably one. It's not inseparably connected. Connected implies, a connection through maybe Twitter or Facebook or the internet. Inseparability means beyond space and time. We are one being.
Why is compassion an important topic for these times?
Well, we're living in a world right now where there's a lot of imbalance. So you have social injustice, economic injustice, you have war, terrorism, climate change, eco-destruction, contamination of our food. All of this is a sign of being disconnected. When we realize at the level of experience that nature and we are a single activity. In fact, the whole universe is a single activity. There are no parts. What we call parts are glimpses of a unified whole. So there's nothing that will heal our planet right now than authentic, genuine compassion, love, which leads also to what the Buddha called divine emotions, joy, equanimity.
I know a lot of our listeners and viewers are really wondering right now, even though compassion is our true nature, why do so many of us feel so disconnected?
We feel disconnected because of the hypnosis of social conditioning, and that comes through many ways, through media, through the culture we're growing in, through economic conditions. So we're always basically told that life is something that we have to fight for. We have to win. We have to be number one. We have to beat the other person. And this fear, really, which is the opposite of love and compassion, leads to alienation, which leads to anger, hostility, guilt, shame, mistrust, depression, everything that's wrong.
And do you believe that meditation is the pathway through which we can start to heal that?
Meditation done properly is the pathway, because meditation takes you beyond the mind, which separates us. It's our mind, it's thought that separates us. But at the source of thought, there's no separation. So meditation probably is the only way.
Yeah, I think that is the answer, and I'm glad that that's why we're here today, to engage people in not only the conversation of compassion, but the practice of meditation. So we're doing it. We have been witnessing, all of us, a lot of injustice in the world right now, given the given circumstances of our times, what's happening in the Middle East, what recently happened in Charleston. How can compassion and meditation begin to really benefit our own lives and start to heal some of these difficult circumstances?
So it's important to recognize that even moral outrage, which seems to be justified in the face of all these crimes and injustice, even moral outrage is rage. And if consciousness is a field, then it adds to the rage. If we want creative solutions, then we have to be sober, not get sucked into the melodrama, and we have to ask what can we do to change the situation. And what we can do is become peaceful ourselves. Peace can only be created by those who are peaceful. And we can learn to forgive. Forgive not because somebody deserves forgiveness, but because you deserve peace.
Yes, exactly. We have to forgive because we deserve it. Thank you. Thank you for this beautiful conversation. I hope it's igniting this conversation in the lives of many today. Now we're going to turn it back over to Ismael, who's going to introduce a very special friend of ours, a new friend.
Yes, thank you, Gaby. Deepak, hola, saludos.
Saludos.
Yo soy compasión, en español.
Yo soy compasión.
Yeah, muy bien. Thank you. Please join me in welcoming Trevor Hall to the stage. We are excited to have him share his music with us today. Trevor is a best-selling artist, humanitarian, and if you've heard his music, you'll know that he weaves love and compassion into every part of his lyrics and message. He'll now play his original song, Dust, and after that, Deepak will lead us right into our global meditation for compassion. Trevor?
type of love where you forget your name. I ask the question almost every day, when will it find me? Well, all around me castles falling down, but they were never real anyhow. And through the story and through the sound come up upon me. Well, who am I but the dust of the Most High, drifting like a leaf in the summer sky, hoping that one day you will see that what's inside of you is what's inside of me. Who am I but the dust of the Most High, drifting like a leaf in the summer sky, hoping that one day I will see that what's inside of you is what's inside of me. I reminisce of a simple tale where constellations grow from the ground, where trees whisper such a calming sound. Do you remember? So many seeds that we've planted in this soil as we wait for it to boil. Mama told me it won't spoil. Remain loyal to her king as he laughs and weeps and sings. Will I ever have that vision of no division? Well, who am I but the dust of the Most High, drifting like a leaf in the summer sky, hoping that one day you will see that what's inside of you is what's inside of me. Who am I but the dust of the Most High, drifting like a leaf in the summer sky, hoping that one day I will see that what's inside of you is what's inside of me. Who am I? Who am I? Who am
Bravo!
Beautiful.
Fantastic!
Thank you.
Bravo!
Trevor.
You know that his new album is coming out in August, and it's called Kala, which in Sanskrit means time.
It's named after you.
I can't wait. No, it's with K.
Right.
In Sanskrit.
Inspired by you.
No.
Now we're going to move into our meditation. This is our time for our opportunity to sit with Deepak in stillness and really tap into that sense of compassion.
Okay, let's go for it. So I'm honored right now to share this moment with hundreds of thousands of people across the world, from nearly every country in the world. We have come together with the understanding that by focusing our collective intention on compassion, we can create a more peaceful, just, sustainable, healthier, happier, loving world. Scientists have shown that predicting compassion and practicing compassion makes us healthier, happier, able to feel more connected to people and to our world and to our universe. So how do we cultivate compassion? How can we feel more compassion, not only for others but ourselves, for our communities and every sentient being on our planet? So take a moment now to consider compassion in your life today. Ask yourself, how do I practice compassion for myself and others? Now let's all close our eyes. Gently close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your heart and ask yourself, how do I practice compassion for myself and others? As you ask this question, allow any thoughts, feelings, images, sensations to come up, just by asking the question. And take a note of what and who you see. Okay, now slowly open your eyes. I hope it was easy to visualize an act of compassion. Many times we find it easier to feel compassion for our friends and loved ones than for people that we find difficult, or those with very difficult opinions or views from us. The true practice of compassion is extending these benevolent feelings toward all beings. We are all born as loving, peaceful individuals, and that is our truest essence. At the level of spirit, we are all inextricably connected to everyone and everything. And when we begin to understand that there are no real boundaries between us, between you and me, between the self and the other, it becomes easier to see the impact each individual can have on the universe. As conscious beings, our potential to affect others with our state of being is both a gift and a responsibility. When we walk into a room, our energy emanates from us. We are constantly communicating through our energetic waves, creating a ripple that can affect everyone we meet. If our state of being is centered in love and compassion, we communicate that energy to each other. In the same way, if we are mired in judgment, hostility, resentment, then we communicate that too. When we serve others with love and kindness, we serve ourselves, because everyone and everything in the universe is truly part of us. So now ask yourself, how can I serve my community and others in need with more compassionate ways of being? Often this type of service is interpreted as a kind of giving that may feel out of reach, as if large sums of money and time are needed to make changes in the world. But the reality is that kindness and compassion do not require grand gestures. All you need is a caring heart, awareness of your own unique talents, and the desire to use them to bring happiness to yourself and others. Let's experience feelings of compassion together. So now, please move into a comfortable seated position. Keep your eyes closed as we begin to foster a compassionate state of being within ourselves. With just a few moments of silence, we can use our minds to let go of any unrest or worry and move into a state of peace and love, which is the natural state of our being. Let's take a deep, relaxing breath together. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Now turn your attention inward and bring to mind the image of someone you care about or greatly admire. This could be a family member, even a pet, or someone you met only briefly but who had great impact on you. Imagine that you are with this loved one, just relaxing together, or perhaps recalling a favorite memory of an experience you shared. Take a moment to notice how you feel when you visualize this loved one. How do you feel in your body? What is your state of mind? Take note of any positive thoughts or feelings of warmth, affection, appreciation and love that may rise to the surface as you simply picture this loved one in your mind. Now recall a time when this loved one was suffering or experiencing a difficult situation. Take a moment to notice how you feel as you watch this person that you care about having an experience of distress. And now bring your attention to any feelings of warmth, love and affection that you experience within yourself toward this person. Notice if you feel a desire to serve this loved one in their time of stress. Notice your genuine feeling of concern for this person that you care about. And now with the image of this loved one before you, silently send them compassion, kindness, harmony, love. Silently repeat the words in your mind as you send them feelings of comfort, ease, and support with these words: compassion, kindness, harmony, love. Imagine you are sending these caring thoughts directly from your heart to their heart. Compassion, kindness, harmony, love. Compassion, kindness, harmony, love. Compassion, kindness, harmony, love. And now begin to expand your intention for compassion to include everyone in your vicinity. This can include family, friends, community, and loved ones. Visualize compassion, kindness, harmony, and love for all of the people in your life. Take a few deep, relaxing breaths. And now begin to expand your intention to include all sentient beings everywhere, including people you've never met and in countries far away from you. Send this compassionate energy across geographic borders, sending the intention for compassion to everyone on the planet, watching as boundaries dissolve with your sentiments of compassion and love. Visualize this world filled with compassion in a state of kindness, harmony, and love. As we fill ourselves with these qualities of compassion and loving kindness, the world will reflect our consciousness. Take a few deep breaths to settle into the feelings of warmth and compassion. Now repeat these intentional words silently to yourself. Love and compassion begin with me. Love and compassion begin with me. Love and compassion begin with me. Allow yourself to become more deeply relaxed and comfortable in your seat. And now gently introduce the mantra for compassion. Om Karuna Swaha. 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 This is the Sanskrit mantra that helps you to connect to your compassionate self and to embody kindness in every action. As you repeat the mantra, Om Karuna Swaha, just experience yourself opening to your state of compassion. Om Karuna Swaha. Om Karuna Swaha. Repeat it silently. Stop moving your lips and your tongue and just repeat it silently. Om Karuna Swaha. Om Karuna Swaha. Om Karuna Swaha. Just mentally. Om Karuna Swaha. If you find yourself distracted by thoughts or a noise in the environment or physical sensations, just simply return your attention to silently repeating the mantra. Om Karuna Swaha. And now we'll meditate together silently with this mantra for the next few minutes. I'll mind the time, and later we'll ring a soft chime to let you know when it's time to release the mantra. Om Karuna Swaha. Just mentally. Om Karuna Swaha. Om Karuna Swaha. Om Karuna Swaha. Keeping your eyes closed, release the mantra. Bring your awareness back into your body. Take a moment to rest, inhaling and exhaling slowly. And now let's make a commitment together, right now, to remain open to this state of compassion and love that we've awakened together during this meditation today. What if each and every one of us held peace and love on the inside and contributed this energy to our lives and our communities? If we can hold a vision in our hearts of the world as a peaceful, loving place, then so it shall be. Now gently open your eyes. Remember that we are all the same being in different disguises. If we can wake up each morning and think on the soul level that everyone I see is part of me, then loving and giving become effortless. So the intention to find ways to express kindness and compassion towards others, whether they are loved ones or even people that you don't know, have that intention. Commit to giving something each time you come in contact with another being. A kind word, a smile, a prayer, a little time, and your compassionate listening. The more loving kindness you express, the more the universe will give that love back to you. You can transform the energy of our entire world by sharing this loving, compassionate presence with everyone you meet. As you continue with your day, contemplate these words and bring them with you wherever you go. Love and compassion begin with me. Love and compassion begin with me. Love and compassion begin with me. Namaste.
Namaste.
It took a while for you to find me, but I was hiding in the lime tree, above the city in the rain clouds. I poked a hole and watched it drain out. It took a while for you to find me, but I was hiding in the lime tree, above the city in the rain clouds. I poked a hole and watched it drain out. It took a while for you to find me, yeah. I was hiding in the lime tree, above the city in the rain clouds. I poked a hole and watched it drain out. It took a while for you to find me, yeah. But I was hiding in the lime tree, above the city in the rain cloud. I poked a hole and watched it drain out. I poked a hole and watched it drain out.
Thank you, Trevor.
Gracias.
Gracias. That was beautiful.
That's
Powerful.
beautiful, yes.
I like that mantra. I particularly like that mantra. I got lost in it.
Yes.
It comes from a great tradition. Comes from the teachings of the Buddha and also before that from Vedanta.
And a mantra is a beautiful way for new beginners with meditation to start their practice.
The word mantra simply means instrument of the mind that takes you to the source of the mind. Mantra. Man is mind, human, woman, man. Tra is the root sound, instrument, mantra.
Now we all have our first mantra if we're new to meditation.
Yes.
We can begin there. And love and compassion begin with me. That can be our mantra as we walk through the day. Love and compassion begin with me. So Deepak, we have hundreds of thousands of people joining us online, as you know, and many of them have sent in comments through Facebook using the hashtag #IamCompassion on Twitter and Facebook, and you all can continue to do that now. We're going to take some questions in English and some questions in Spanish, and we'll have a little chat. More chatting. The first question comes from Linda on Twitter. She says, when I've tried practicing more compassion, people have taken advantage of me, and I've been seen as a pushover. How can I practice compassion in a way that does not result in getting hurt?
Good question.
Okay, it's a good question, but in the question itself, you're thinking of yourself, and compassion is thinking of someone else. Vulnerability is okay, it adds strength to you, as long as you communicate your own needs consciously. So if somebody seems to be taking advantage of you, very authentically say to them, this is what I'm observing, this is what I feel, this is what I need from you, will you please respect my needs? This is conscious communication. People who want to understand more about this, there's a very good book on this called Nonviolent Communication by a great teacher, Marshall Rosenberg.
Yeah, you say end with a request.
Always end with a request. You're likely to have it met if you end your sentence with a question mark. But if it's a demand, exclamation mark, won't be met.
I will be taking that home tonight.
Me
Thank
too.
you very much. Our next question is for you, Ismael.
Sí. En español, Julieta on Twitter pregunta, I've heard meditation reduces stress. How does this work? O sea, pregunta que la meditación reduce el estrés, ¿cómo esto trabaja?
So when you're stressed, your body puts out hormones like adrenaline, which raise your blood pressure, cause inflammation in the body, cortisol, which weakens your immune system. There's not only inflammation, but there's a higher incidence of cardiovascular problems, stroke, heart disease, high cholesterol, all of those things happen as a result of stress, which means you're feeling physically or emotionally threatened. When you meditate, the opposite happens. The cortisol goes down, adrenaline goes down. In fact, now there are studies that show that other hormones like oxytocin, dopamine, opiates, serotonin go up. These modulate your immune system, decrease inflammation in the body. So meditation now, there are hundreds of thousands of studies that show that it is the best thing you can do for stress.
Is there any particular condition that you recommend not to try meditation for some people at a particular time?
Well, it has been suggested in the past that if somebody has seizures, then because you're lowering your stress levels and changing your biology, that there may be a decreased threshold for that seizure. So you should, if you're taking medication for epilepsy or something, then talk to your doctor.
Great. We have a question now from Michael on Facebook. Michael says, what's the difference between empathy, kindness, and compassion?
Okay, we said that earlier. Empathy is you feel what another person is feeling. You step into their shoes and imagine that you are them. And then kindness and compassion follow empathy. You can't have kindness, compassion, or even love unless you feel what another feels.
Yes. We also have another one here. This is from Facebook, and this is Nadia. How do you recommend we bring compassion into the conversation of environmentalism? Can it play a role in healing the climate change? That's a great question.
So this is a very interesting question because the word environment itself is alienating, right? It's me and the environment. But we shouldn't be using that word. The environment is our extended body. Those trees are your lungs. If they didn't breathe, you wouldn't breathe. The rivers and waters of our planet are our circulation. This air is our breath. The earth is recycling as our body. You have a personal body, you have a universal body, and they're both equally yours. So unless you feel the way you feel for yourself, and some people don't even feel for themselves, unfortunately, but unless you learn to feel that love and compassion for yourself, you can't feel it for your extended body. And stop using this word environment, you know. That means that you and the world are separate. We are an activity of the world as much as a galaxy or a tree or a flower or anything else, a river.
That's great.
That was a great answer. Let's hear from Twitter.
Marisa on Twitter dice, si hubiera una sola cosa que una persona pudiera hacer cada día para hacer un mundo más compasivo, ¿cuál sería? If we can do only one thing to make this world a more compassionate world, what that thing could be?
Be peace. As I said before, peace can only be created by those who are peaceful. Love can only be shown by those who have loved. So it's Mahatma Gandhi's original advice, be the change you want to see in the world.
Yes.
And on that note, as we begin to engage in this and begin to teach many people meditation today, and some people, this may be the first time they've actually engaged in a conversation like this ever, which is so thrilling. What's next? What can these folks do next? How can they continue to meditate?
Well, actually, there's something very simple anyone can do every day. Before you start your day, put your awareness in your heart and just take 1 or 2 minutes of silence and maybe reflect, who am I? What do I want? What's my purpose? And if you live those questions, then life has a very interesting way of moving into the answers. You move into the answers through situations, circumstances, people, relationships, events. They conspire to move you into what you want. So it's not setting intention as much as reflecting on what you really want out of life.
And you and Oprah have a beautiful offering that I am a huge fan of. I've gone through many of your 21-day meditations. And similar to what everyone experienced today, where Deepak takes us through the mantra and then beautiful music guides you. And you also get the background of the mantra, the understanding of the mantra and how it will affect you. And there's a new meditation coming, a new 21-day meditation coming on Monday. So I'd love for you to share with us.
I think this one is on grace and gratitude. So, you know, when you look at spiritual traditions, the word grace is used very frequently, or some people, if they're really religious, they say, God was on my side, I happened to be in the right place at the right time, there were a lot of meaningful coincidences, or I was just plain lucky. They all actually are different ways of expressing what is known as synchronicity. So synchronicity means that the universe is like a big orchestra. It's called universe, one song. And so when we are close to our source, then meaningful coincidences, grace, are showered upon us. And one of the ways to open that door to abundance of the universe is through gratitude. Gratitude opens the door to abundance and also takes you away from any emotion that is alienating. You can't be feeling gratitude and feeling a resentment at the same time. It's impossible.
Yes. Impossible.
Everyone will gain access to this meditation Monday. If you're at this event, you're going to have access to this meditation on Monday. And is there anything else that you want to share about
No,
that?
and people should know it's free and
It's a free
online.
training, yes.
Yes.
And
On July 13th is when this begins. And I'm a huge fan. And then you guys
Me
have
too.
your own.
Yes.
You have a meditation in,
well,
in
because
Spanish.
because first I did for several cycles the challenges and experiences
Yep.
with Deepak and Oprah. And then we met in Valencia, Venezuela, and Deepak said, let's do this in Spanish. And so many people have done it for the 2 challenges in Spanish.
Half of our attendees today are Spanish speaking. And so
it
this
was
is
all a meaningful coincidence.
Yes,
Just
a
a
meaningful
meaningful
coincidence. Synchro destino, Deepak.
That's right.
Well, I want to say, Gabi, on behalf of all of us here at the Chopra Center and all of you looking and watching, listening from around the world, thank you. Gracias, Deepak. Thank you so
Gracias,
much
Deepak.
for your knowledge, your wisdom, your tools. You have helped us be in a better world, better human beings. Gracias, en nombre de todos.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was awesome.
absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That was amazing.
Yes.
I am feeling the incredible effect of this event already. I'm feeling the pasión.
Me too. Well, I'm a big fan of yours, so we'll bring all your books and your videos in Spanish too, Gabrielle.
Yeah, I
Yes,
know. Yeah,
everything.
and really, this is just the beginning of this global movement, and compassion is going to become part of our daily lives. I feel that very deeply, and we're going to close now with a gorgeous song from Trevor, and he'll be playing this one more song that's going to unify us and really close this event with a tremendous amount of intention, compassion, and love. Take it away, Trevor Hall.
Trevor Hall.
If there's a hole in your soul, you better fill it. And if your cup is overflowing, don't spill it. You better hold it while the whole world's spinning around, yeah. And when your eyes look down on another, just remember that he's your own brother. This kind of love ain't gonna go under. I found, yeah, that when you love one another, only good rain comes down, yeah. And if you feel like you've stopped learning, if the wood in your fire ain't burning, you better spark another match, start turning your wheel, yeah. There you go. You better turn it towards righteous living. Stop taking and start your giving. Yeah, this is the one thing missing. I feel it. And loving one another is the only thing real. Yeah. Don't let your blessings turn into storm. And that type of living will leave you all alone. Oh, if there's a hole in your soul, you better fill it. If your cup is overflowing, don't spill it. You better hold it while the whole world's spinning around. Yeah, all right, y'all. Don't let your blessings turn into storm. And that type of living will leave you all alone. Oh, and if your heart is troubled by feeling, just remember there's a way to spark healing. Yeah, the first step is when we start believing it's real, yeah. And this is the one thing missing, I feel it. that loving one another is the only thing real. Yeah, all right, y'all.
¡Bravo!
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for this gorgeous event. We had such a beautiful time with you all. Everyone online, we thank you so deeply for joining us. We are so grateful for your contribution, for showing up, for bringing your energy, your light, your commitment. It is our hope and our intention that you will bring these practices and these principles into your day-to-day lives so that you can begin to experience the gift of compassion and bestow it upon the world.
Muchísimas gracias a todos los que nos han acompañado en español también de todas partes del mundo. Y como dice Gabriel, a partir de ahora nos toca a nosotros seguir esta cadena y este movimiento de compasión para construir un mejor mundo. Así que gracias por escucharnos.
I am Gabrielle Bernstein and I am compassion.
Ana Yam Ismael Cala, yo soy compasión. Hasta la próxima.
To me, compassion means love.
To me, compassion means always coming from the heart, from love, from goodness, and treating others with kindness each and every day.
Para mí la compasión es reconocer que no somos perfectos, pero que sí tenemos la capacidad de poder perdonar y de poder vivir con gratitud.
To me, compassion is the feeling that there are other people in the world who have it worse than I do, that I can help them with my efforts, and that with my efforts I can make their life better for them.
Compassie betekent voor mij het voelen van liefde. Liefde vanuit je hart. De mogelijkheid om uit je hoofd te stappen en naar beneden af te dalen. En vanuit hier te denken voor je medemens en voor jezelf uiteindelijk.
Compassion means seeing beyond myself and hearing what the other person is saying.
Ponerte en los zapatos de alguien más y saber cómo se siente esa persona.
Someone going out of their way to love or help somebody in a time of need.
Accepting people for exactly who they are, because they're just like me.
Love. Not judging anymore.
Extending yourself even beyond your comfort zone for the people that you love.
Recognizing that we're one.
Learning to love everyone. Listening without judgment.
Compassion means loving understanding.
Treating others as if they were a part of you because truly they are.
Being in the present moment with the people you love.
Compassion to me means having an open heart.
Ponerme en los zapatos de la otra persona.
Helping someone in need.
Compassion.
Treating other people like you would want to be treated. If everyone just did that a little bit, if we all just gave a little bit, we could change the world.
Escuchar con pasión, hablar con pasión, pensar con pasión y servir con pasión.
Being empathetic to other people, animals, and especially myself.
Compasión es por vivir con amor,
paz y a servirles otros.
Loving everyone for exactly who they are.
We're all doing the best, coming from the place that we are in life, so not judging people. To me, that's compassion.
Seeing the divinity in someone else.
Without our compassion for ourselves, we can't offer it to the world.
Compasión para mí significa que tú te puedas poner en el dolor o en los zapatos de la otra persona cuando está atravesando alguna situación.
Healthy aging, yoga, love, and the Chopra Center.
Compassion to me means helping people in other countries, like little Momina here, who came in 2 years ago, lifeless in her father's arm, and we performed open heart surgery, the doctors did, and here she is today, 100%.